Welcome back to the Baltimore Orioles franchise on MLB the Show. I'm your host, longtime listener. Be sure to hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and comment below. It's going to be a game out here at Camden Yards. We are taking on the Marlins, not a very good team here in interleague play. We've got the advantage being the home team and having the DH, and we've got Cy Young candidate John Means on the hill. Realistically, though, I don't think he's a true contender for that award, but he has been outstanding for us this year. 18-7, 202 innings worked, and a whip right around 1 at this point in the season. Not striking a lot of guys out, and he's got 7 losses, which kind of goes against him in the voting, but nonetheless pitching very well and off to a good start here as he gets a strikeout there to start the ball game. Then it's Ben Gamble on a 1-1 pitch. He's going into the gap in left center field. It's going to get through and all the way to the wall. He'll head into second with a stand-up double. And the Marlins with a runner in scoring position with just 1 away here in the first. Now 2-0 pitch to Brian Anderson. Ground ball to second, handled, and over to first for the second out of the inning. And now we'll look at the Marlins lineup in this one, as it was John Birdie leading off, then Gamble in left, Anderson at third, Bobby Dalbec batting first, having a great season. DH is Porter Witt and Mieses, Harrison and Hager, and Sandy Leon batting ninth, playing catcher. 3-2 pitch to Dalbec is grounded to short. That's going to be handled by Corey Seager, sent over to first for the final out of the inning, and the Marlins are held scoreless in their half. On the hill for Miami is Sixto Sanchez. He is 5-18 this year. You'd like to see that number obviously reversed. Obviously, the 4.54 ERA also an issue. Just a ton of walks from this guy. But he does have some pretty nasty stuff, so when he's commanding, he can be pretty good. But not a good start here, as it's Austin Hayes drawing a walk there on 6 pitches. And the Orioles in business right off the bat. Then Corey Dickerson, a pitch down that he goes down and gets it, hits it deep to right center field, and it is already 2-0 Baltimore on the 2-run shot from Corey Dickerson. His 15th of the season. The veteran outfielder having a pretty good year for the Orioles and starting to heat up as we go down the stretch. And that definitely helped the odds for the Orioles in the postseason. And then the next batter is Corey Seager. He takes one down the right field line out of here, and it's 3-0. So the Orioles are jumping out to a 3-run lead here in the first inning. Still nobody out. 24th of the year for Corey Seager, if I saw that correctly. But now Sixto Sanchez is going to settle in. He's going to get Trey Mancini to just chop one in front of the plate over to first for the first out. Now we can actually look at the lineup. You saw Hayes, Dickerson, Seager, and Mancini already. Ryan Mountcastle having a great year for the Orioles. Chris Bryant's got the average up around 250 finally. Then it's Santander, Adley Rutschman having a pretty good season, and Jahmai Jones playing second base. There's Bryant with 2 away now in the inning, just a soft ground ball to the right side. And Sanchez able to kind of settle down after that rough start. But the Orioles out to a 3-0 lead at the blink of an eye. People still making their way to the seats in this one, and the Orioles already in control. Now go on to the second. John Means a leadoff walk to Porter Witt to start the inning, and that's going to bring up Johan Mieses with nobody out, runner on first. In a 0-2 pitch, they put him in motion. The pitch is down, but a good field there by Jahmai Jones. Picks it on the short hop and gets the tag down. Means went to the slide step, and the throw wasn't perfect, but it was in time to get him. That is a big out, and the Orioles would escape danger there. Now on to the third. John Means gets a strikeout there, his second of the ball game. And there you go with a look at the wins leaders in the American League, as it's John Means and Noah Syndergaard, teammates atop the list there with 18 and 17 respectively. Now 1 out in the third. It's Sandy Leon, a backdoor breaking ball, frozen for the second out. Nice pitch there for the third K for John Means. Now on to the fourth. It's a strikeout there of Ben Gamble on the fastball, up and in, 95 miles an hour from John Means, so he's bringing it there. And it's Brian Anderson, 3-1 pitch just off the black with the changeup, and the Marlins have a 1-out walk. Obviously, the Orioles haven't been doing anything offensively, but nonetheless, the score is still 3-0, and now a ground ball to the third, and they go 5-4-3 around the horn for the inning-ending double play, and it is 3-0 as we head to the bottom of the fourth. Just one hit allowed by John Means to this point. On to the bottom of the fourth, Kris Bryant draws a 4-pitch walk. That pitch was close, but he gets the call, and he's on to start the inning. Then it's Anthony Santander, 3-1 pitch, hit hard and into left field. It's going to make it first and second. Nobody out, so Baltimore threatening here in the fourth inning, and that's going to bring up Adley Rutschman. 3-2 pitch, a nice changeup down and in. Tough to stay back on that one, and he gets his fourth strikeout of the ball game and a big first out. Then it's Jahmai Jones. It's a short hop to first. He's going to, or the short, who's going to go to second with it, and it's a 6-4-3 inning-ending double play. And it's still 3-0, so the Orioles kind of stalling after that big first inning. John Means in control as he's going to get a strikeout here, his 5th of the ball game. And now a look at ERA leaders entering play as it's Syndergaard right there on the heels of Jose Barrios, but John Means also there in the hunt on that list at 4th in the American League. Now a ground ball to the right side with 2 away. They're going to get him, and that's going to end it for the Marlins in the 5th. Still 3-0 Baltimore as we are about halfway home in this one, and just 1 hit allowed by John Means to this point. Now on to the 6th. 2 out in the inning. Ground ball to short. It's another 1-2-3 inning for John Means. Now on to the 7th, where actually the bottom of the 6th, it's going to be Daniel Castano coming on for the Marlins in relief. The lefty having a great season for them, a 2.89 ERA, about 90 innings worked. Ground ball to third from Ryan Mountcastle, a diving stop, and that's going to be the first out of the inning. And that certainly helps a relief pitcher settle in when he's getting defense like that behind him. Another look here, selling out or laying out completely to get to that one, and then a quick throw from the knees to get him. Now 1 away for Kris Bryant. 0-1 pitch, sliced down the right field line and fair. That ball's going to go all the way to the corner in right field, and Bryant going to turn the corner, head for second, and he's in with a stand-up double. Next batter, Anthony Santander, got a hanging changeup, hit it hard, but right at the shortstop. So Castano getting hit hard, but having some luck behind him. And there's Pedro Severino coming off the bench to pitch hit against the lefty. He has started to cool down a little bit lately. But here he is going to get a pitch 1-1. That was a hanger there, a sinker that was kind of flat and over the middle, but he just missed it, and that's going to do it for the Orioles in the 6th. On to the bottom of the 7th, 2 out in the inning. Finally, the Marlins able to get another base runner as it's going to be a base hit into right field there, and now 2 down and a runner on first. 90 pitches for John Means at this point. He's got 6 2/3 innings of work, just 2 hits, 2 walks allowed to this point. 5 strikeouts, but the pitch count getting up there, so keep an eye on that. Next batter, Porter Witt takes one into left field, and with 2 away, it's now going to be first and third. Actually, Witt's going to head for second and get in just ahead of the throw, and that is going to do it for John Means. The Orioles going to turn to the bullpen here as the pitch count was getting up there. Now runners on second and third in a 3-run game. They've got to make the change here, and it's going to be Shawn Armstrong coming in. His ERA sitting at an even 4 for the season, about 70 innings of work. Again, if you talk about how his season went, he was lights out at the beginning of the year and then hit a really rough stretch and just kind of leveled out and has been okay since. But a huge strikeout there to end the inning and the threat in the 7th. And we go to the now bottom of the inning. The Orioles were held scoreless. Now to the 8th. Armstrong still out there and gets the strikeout of Sandy Leon to end the inning. Now on to the 9th. Actually to the bottom of the 8th, rather. Corey Seager, 3-0 pitch, and he is on to start the inning on a 4-pitch walk. And that is going to bring up Kris Bryant now with 2 away in the inning. The Orioles unable to even advance the runner after the leadoff walk, as that's a routine fly to center. We're going to the 9th. No action in the runs column since that first inning. And Roberto Osuna coming on now looking for the save. He's 41 for out of 44 in save opportunities, and the ERA sitting at 1.3 on the season. Absolutely outstanding year for him. First batter is down on strikes. That's a big first out there. And then again, a look at the saves leaders in the American League, and he is way up there in that total. Now a pitch on the outside. Black gets the call there to get Ben Gamble looking for the second out. Brian Anderson, 0-2, chases a slurve off the plate for the final out of the ball game. So he strikes out the side in order to end it, and the Orioles take this one 3-0. Interesting ball game, as it looked like the Orioles were going to just put a shellacking on the Miami Marlins in this one. 3 runs before Sixto Sanchez even got an out, but he settled down going 5 innings, 6 hits, 2 walks, Struck out 5, just those 3 earned in his saddle with the loss. John Means, a great day, giving up just 3 hits and 2 walks over 6 2/3 while striking out 5, picks up the win and player of the game honors. Only 3 hits and 2 walks allowed for the entire ball game. So the bullpen did an excellent job in relief. There's Sanchez. You saw his numbers already. Castano did an admirable job out of the bullpen as well. Got hit around a little bit, but had some defense behind him. Just 1 hit and walk allowed in the 3 innings of work that he collected. 7 hits, 3 walks total for the Orioles. It was 6 strikeouts on the day. A nice day for Corey Dickerson, 2 for 4. He had a home run, as did Corey Seager. John Means gets his 19th win of the year. Armstrong with a hold, and Osuna gets save number 42 on the season. That'll do it for the Orioles and the Marlins here at Camden Yards, as your final score is 3-0 in favor of Baltimore. Now we're going out to Citizens Bank Park, where it's the Orioles taking on the Philadelphia Phillies in a National League setting. So there's going to be no DH in this one, but the Orioles ready to play here on the road as the season is winding down. This will be the last ball game that we broadcast for you or cover in the regular season in this one. And Vince Velazquez on the hill for the Phillies. The right-hander is 4-7 on the year in 15 starts. He's got an ERA of 4.86, which is up there considering his whip is 1.35, which isn't that bad. So he's going to have to figure out how to get out of trouble when he gets in it. But pretty solid right-hander for the Phillies going here. It's Corey Dickerson starting things off. A 2-1 pitch kind of jams him, and that ball is caught in foul territory down the left field line. Now look at the Orioles lineup. It's Dickerson batting leadoff, Brandon Marsh in center, Seager at short, Mancini at first, Montcastle in left. Bryant going to bat 6th, playing third base. Then it's Rutschman and Jones, respectively. Milton Byrnes batting 9th in the pitcher slot. And there's Corey Seager with 2 outs. Hits the ball hard, but right into the shift for the final out of the inning. And it's a 1-2-3 first for Velazquez. On the hill for the Orioles is the rookie right-hander Milton Byrnes. A record of 7-10 on the season. Really respectable numbers for a kid that is, just thrown into the rotation, fresh out of high school, essentially. A 1.5 whip is up there a little bit, but the ERA at 4.36 is respectable for a major league starter, and he has been pretty consistent for them. First batter, just a soft line drive to the right side, handled by Jones for the first out. Now we'll look at the Phillies lineup as it is. Alec Baum batting leadoff, having a great season. Hazley in center. Bryce Harper having a good year batting third. Rhys Hoskins, and then David Peralta, Didi Gregorius. J.T. Realmuto having a rough year batting 7th. Then it's Gene Segura and Velazquez batting 9th. Now, a curious pitch here. 1-0. They throw a fastball behind Bryce Harper. He doesn't like it. Has some words with Adley Rutschman. They're going to get a little bit close here. The umpire trying to keep things in order early in the ball game, but perhaps a message being sent there. And maybe this actually gets the job done, kind of getting in the head of Bryce Harper, as later in the at-bat, 2-2, it's going to be a fastball down and in to get him swinging for the final out of the inning, and Milton Byrnes with a solid first inning of work there. Now on to the second. Chris Bryant lifts one into center field. That's going to be handled for the final out of the inning there, as the Orioles down in order again. Now on to the bottom of the second. 3-2 pitch to Rhys Hoskins is just crushed. Adley Rutschman wanted that pitch up and in, and it was located pretty well by Milton Byrnes, but Hoskins obviously ready for it, turns on that one and hits a moonshot to left field into the bleachers to make it 1-0. And the Phillies are out in front. Next batter goes back up the middle for a base hit. And the Phillies in business here. Still nobody out in the inning. 0-2 pitch there is going to get Didi Gregorius swinging for the first out. And that's a big one. Now it's going to be a double play opportunity, but they're going to put the runner in motion. He's going to hit a ball into the right center field gap, and it's going to get down. So the runner on the move there is going to get into score and make it 2-0 on the RBI double, and it's now a 2-run deficit for the Orioles. Now a 2-2 pitch with 2 away late in the inning. That ball is just popped up in foul territory. Rutschman able to get to it, but the Phillies jump out to a lead. It's 2-0 as we head to the third inning here in Philly. Adley Rutschman going to draw a walk to start things off in the third, so the Phillies seeing their first base runner, or the Orioles rather, see their first base runner. They're going to put him in motion on a 3-2 pitch. Jones hits a ground ball to short. They've got to go to first with it. They do get the out, but now runner in scoring position, 1 away. Byrnes hit a broken bat to the right side that advances him to third, and then with 2 outs, it's Corey Dickerson just hits a pop-up to shallow left field. Gregorius handles for the final out of the inning, still 2-0. Now 2 outs in the third. It's Bryce Harper down on strikes for the second time, and a scoreless inning of work there for Milton Byrnes, bounce-back inning after the 2-run third. On to the fourth, 1-2 pitch to Brandon March gets him swinging, and that is the first out of the inning there. Velazquez kind of settling in here and pitching well in the early going. Then it's Corey Seager, takes that one through the shift up the middle, and he is going to be on with 1 away on a 1-1 single there. And now it is Trey Mancini. Fastball up. He hits one deep to left field. This ball has a chance. They're going to be a leaping try in left, but that ball just gets out of here, and we are tied at 2 on the 25th home run of the year for Trey Mancini, having an outstanding season for the Orioles. Just a steady major league hitter, having another good season and probably his career best in a lot of categories. Chris Bryant down on strikes to end the inning, but Trey Mancini ties us at 2, and now we go to the bottom of the fourth. Milton Byrnes back out there, 1 away, and it's Didi Gregorius, or actually it's David Peralta, rather, down on strikes for the second out of the inning. And Byrnes trying to kind of stay locked in out there. 3-2 pitch to Gregorius gets him swinging to end the inning, so a solid inning of work there for Milton Byrnes. Now on to the top of the fifth, 2 down, and it is a swinging strikeout there on Milton Byrnes, chasing one up out of the zone to end the inning, and Velazquez, another solid inning of work there. Still 2-2 now with nobody out. It's going to be another home run. This one just crushed to left field. Makes it 3-2 on the solo shot from JT Realmuto, his 13th of the year. So the power number is down a little bit for him, and the average was down around 200, but he connects on this one and puts the Phillies back on top, 3-2. Next batter, 0-1 pitch, goes through the right side past a diving try at first by Mancini, and the Phillies in business again as they back up the home run with a single. Now they put the runner in motion again, and it's going to be a base hit into right field, makes it first and third, 1 away. And Philadelphia is threatening yet again, but a strikeout here on Hazley for the second out of the inning. Or was that the first out? That's the first out. Now with 2 away, 3-2 pitch to Bryce Harper is up, and they put him on to load the bases, and that brings up Rhys Hoskins. Remember, he homered earlier. This time he's going to take one into left field. That's going to score 1. Here comes the throw to the plate, and it is not going to be in time, so 2 runs come in to score, and the lead is now 3 on the 2-out, 2-run single from Rhys Hoskins, his 3rd RBI of the ballgame, and that is it for Milton Byrnes. D.L. Hall was called up for September call-ups, and they're going to give him a look. It's a shame you can't see his numbers. He hasn't actually been all that great for them so far. The whip is up there a little bit, and the ERA is up a little bit, but the Orioles wanted to give him a shot. The highly touted prospect has some command issues, but he is going to get him out of the inning here. But the Phillies jump out to a 3-run lead thanks to the home run from Realmuto and then some hits strung together to make it 5-2. Philly's going to have to turn to Danny Duffy out of the bullpen. He has racked up 136 innings of work this season, 9-9 on the year. So I think we're having some graphical issues with some of the overlays, but nonetheless, he's on in relief. He's going to get the strikeout there on the check swing. Corey Dickerson couldn't hold up. That's the first out of the inning. Then it's Brandon Marsh. 2-2 pitch was on the outside corner with a slider, but a nice piece of hitting there to take it into left field for a 1-out single. Brings up Corey Seager. 3-1 pitch to him is called ball 4 and a close pitch down and in. That makes it first and second and brings up Trey Mancini. Remember, he hit a 2-run homer earlier, and now he gets one right down the middle, takes one deep to right center field. This ball is way back, and he has done it again to tie it. This time a 3-run shot, his 26th of the year, and that ball was hammered to deep right field. Danny Duffy not liking it, and neither are the Philly faithful as we are tied again. The Orioles striking for 3 to tie it. Now on to the 6th. It's D.L. Hall still back out there. 0-2 pitch with 2 away is taken into center field for a 2-out single. Then it's a fly ball to deep right field. This ball has a chance. It is going to go off the top of the wall. The runner's going to come all the way around to score from first, makes it 6-5 on the 2-out RBI double. The Phillies strike back, and they are back out in front. Now 2 outs still in the inning, and that ball is just fisted to the right side by Alec Bohm, and that is going to end the inning. But Bryson Stott with a rocket off the right field wall to make it 6-5. And now the Phillies going to have to go and try and hang on to the lead. They go to the bullpen. It's another lefty here, and Brad Wick, not sure how you pronounce it, but who cares? He has actually struggled against lefties, as you see the average there, 313 when left-handers are facing him. Pat Valaika going to come on and pinch hit with 1 away and draws a walk, so it's a base runner for the Orioles with 1 out. Next batter is Yusniel Diaz, another pinch hit walk, and that makes it first and second now with 1 out in the inning. And then it's Corey Dickerson. Gets a slider down and away with 2 strikes, takes it into left center field. Valaika coming around to score. Diaz will hold at second, but we are tied again as the Orioles just keep clawing back time after time in this one, and they have done it again, tying it at 6. And now the Phillies going to turn to another lefty out of the bullpen. This time, veteran side armor Tony Watson, having a pretty good year for them so far with the ERA at 2.54. Has really good stuff. Has kind of lost his velocity as time has gone on. And now it's Corey Seager, first pitch. Now this lines one off the top of the wall in right field. 1 run comes in to score. It's now 7-6, and the Orioles are in front for the first time in this one, thanks to the 2-out RBI double from Corey Seager. And they are not going to mess with Trey Mancini. With a base open at first, they are going to put him on to load the bases for Ryan Mountcastle. He gets a fastball up, hits it deep to center field, but got under that one, and that will end the inning as they strand the bases loaded. But they do strike again and take the lead, 7-6. Orioles now going to turn to a lefty. It's Tanner Scott. Rough season for him so far. The ERA at 4.7, only about 50 innings of work. But some of that because he's just never been able to get guys out. And that's going to be the case here as he's going to issue a leadoff walk to start the inning. And here we go. Now 0-2 to Bryce Harper, down on strikes for the 3rd time. So perhaps that message pitch they sent in the first inning getting the job done, as he has had a rough go of it at the plate. Then it's a looking strikeout on Rhys Hoskins there for the 2nd out of the inning. Now 0-1 pitch to, who is that? I don't even know, but he hits it off the right center field wall. That is going to be a 2-out double. Wait a minute. How did this happen? Wasn't there somebody on first? I don't know. It might have been the next inning. That's what it is. He's in the 8th inning now. Now they're going to turn to Travis Lakins. The right-hander has been pretty solid for them, so it was a leadoff double to start the inning in the bottom of the 8th. Here we go. They went to a pinch runner to get some speed. They get a ground ball to the right side that moves them over to 3rd with just 1 out now. It's going to be Gene Segura hitting one hard to the right side. A diving stop, but the speed at 3rd, it was a Roman Quinn, I believe, on the pinch run. He is going to score and tie the ball game, so this time it's the Phillies clawing back to get it squared at 7, and then he's going to end the inning there with a strikeout. Nice pitch there to get him and end the inning in the 8th, and we are tied now going to the 9th inning. Jose Alvarado coming on, having a decent year for the Phillies, but the lefty is going to have some trouble in this one. It's a leadoff walk there to the pinch hitter Bobby Witt. He's got a lot of speed, so that is certainly not what you want to do to start the inning. Corey Dickerson now takes one down the left field line. It's cut off, so it's going to be just a single, and Witt has to hold at 2nd, but now 1st and 2nd, still nobody out. Brandon Marsh, he gets one that's kind of hanging, hits a line drive that is handled at short for the 1st out of the inning, and that is a huge 1st out. Now Corey Seager, 3-2 pitch, is down and in to walk him and load the bases for Trey Mancini. Remember, he's already got a 2-run homer and a 3-run homer. Now he comes up with the bases loaded, 1 out in the top of the 9th, facing Jose Alvarado, and he is going to get him with a 99-mile-an-hour fastball at the belt for a huge 2nd out. Now it's up to Ryan Mountcastle. First pitch, he gets one right down the middle, takes it into left field. 1 run going to score. Here comes the 2nd runner. It's Corey Dickerson going to make it 9-7 on a 2-out, 2-run RBI single for Ryan Mountcastle. Just absolutely fired up there as they have taken the lead late. Now they're going to turn to another lefty, this time JoJo Romero, just 4 1/3 worked in 6 appearances so far, has not allowed any runs in that stretch. He's going to get Chris Bryant on an 0-1 pitch. Hit that ball pretty well, but Harper able to run it down in the gap for the final out of the inning. But the Orioles strike again, and they lead 9-7 as we go to the bottom of the ninth. It's going to be Roberto Osuna coming on for the Orioles, now 44 out of 48 in save opportunities. The ERA up at 168, but still a very impressive year for him. And the first batter he faces, 3-2 pitch, laces one up the middle, chuck and duck scenario there, and the the Phillies are in business to start the ninth. Then it's a huge second out of the inning as he's going to get Hazley to pop one up for the first out. Then it's Bryce Harper finally getting on the board with a base hit there, as he is now 1 for 4, 3 strikeouts and a walk. But that makes it first and second with 1 out. So the tying run was on, but it's a double play there. Rhys Hoskins hitting into the 6-4-3 twin killing to end it. And the Orioles win a wild one here, back and forth all day. They take it 9-7, a nice team win. It took a lot of offense, but the defense was pretty solid in this one, and we got the job done. The pitching was a little bit off, but Trey Mancini, a nice day, 2 homers, 5 RBIs. Lakins gets the win, going 1 inning, striking out 1, didn't allow a base runner, and Alvarado, a rough day, 2/3 innings worked. He got 2 hits allowed, 2 walks allowed, struck out 1, but gave up 2 earned, and that was the difference in this one. We'll take a look at the box score. Lots going on here as a lot of players entered the game, is pretty typical with National League exhibitions. They got 9 runs on 8 hits, 7 walks, and 5 strikeouts in this one. So again, just a big collective team effort in this one to get the job done. And a lot to try and cover there, but Mancini with the 2 homers was obviously the key to their offense today. Byrnes, a little bit of a rough go, 7 hits and a walk over 4 2/3. He struck out 6, but 5 earned, including 2 home runs peppered in there. DL Hall, 1 1/3, 2 hits allowed, 1 earned. Tanner Scott, 1 hit, 1 walk, 1 earned over 1 inning. Lakins, a scoreless inning in the 8th, and then Osuna with a scoreless 9th while allowing 2 hits in this one. We'll take a look at the Phillies side of the box score, and again, lots going on here, as pretty much everybody on the roster, it seems like, got into the game today. 2 hits for Realmuto and Seager. They had 12 hits, 2 walks combined, and then 9 strikeouts, homers for Realmuto and Hoskins. Velazquez pitched pretty well, going 5 innings, only 2 earned, 2 hits and a walk, but the pitch count was up. They had to get him out of there. Duffy blew a save. Wick blew a save. Tony Watson wasn't bad, but then they turned to Alvarado, and he blew a save, got a loss. Actually, no, he just took the loss because it was tied when he came into the ball game, and then Romero faced 1 batter and got him out. But rough day in this one. The Orioles take it 9-7, and before we exit this episode, we are going to take a look at some stuff to end the season. As you see here, we have reached the end of the season. Baltimore getting a bye in the American League side of the playoff bracket, as we took the best record in the entire American League. We'll take a look at the standings. We won the division by 3 games over the Yankees, who also got a wild card. Rough year for the Blue Jays there, as you can see, but a 94-win season for the Orioles. As bad as we were a couple of years ago, is very impressive. The Twins won the American League Central. The White Sox won a playoff or a play-in game against the Athletics, as you'll see when we look at their record. They finished 3 games back of the Angels and then lost that play-in game. The Rangers 49-113, absolutely atrocious, worst record in baseball. And then the Yankees and White Sox again winning the wild card there, with the A's finishing 1 game back, losing the playoff or the 1-game play-in. It's the Mets taking the National League East by 4 games over the Braves. The Cubs running away with the Central, and the Pirates just 54 wins, so they continue to be absolutely pathetic. The Padres run away with the National League West by 12 games over the Dodgers. And actually, one thing that we want to show you here about the Dodgers, which I find interesting, we'll take a look at rosters. And as you will notice by the starting pitchers on the list, there is no Clayton Kershaw, as they traded him to the Phillies So not exactly sure what that's about. I mean, they still have a ton of talent and really good pitchers on that team, but thought that was interesting. Now look at some of the statistics for the Orioles players. Really good year for Corey Seager, a career high 322 batting average, 28 home runs, a little bit lower than we would like, but still pretty solid. 298 batting average and 15 homers for Ryan Mountcastle, really good year. 27 dingers for Trey Mancini while hitting 292. Absolutely thrilled with that. Good year for Corey Dickerson. Missed some time, but ended up hitting 17 homers and batting 280. Bryant got it going a little bit at the end of the season, but it was too little too late as he ends up with a career worst batting average if you throw out the 2020 shortened season. And really not even close when you look at the rest of his season finishes. So kind of disappointed there. But he's getting it going a little bit before we reach the playoffs. Pat Valaika, pretty good year. Clay Hopkins was doing really well until he got hurt, and actually looked back at the draft class when we looked at him, and his durability could be an issue long term, but he platoons, so I'm not too concerned. Jahmai Jones, 256, 13 homers, and 25 stolen bases. Pretty solid from him. Austin Hayes, 17 homers isn't bad, but the average at 234 is just not going to get it done. Rutschman cooled down the stretch, but still a pretty good year for him, and he is turning into a really good catcher. The defensive ratings are pretty solid. The offensive ratings are pretty solid, and he's still just 22. Severino really cooled off down the stretch. Urias was just used in sparing opportunities. Santander, a disappointment with the 213 batting average. Brandon March was hot out of the gates and then sucked the rest of the season. And then Bobby Witt, we tried to give him some looks, but he just never could get it going at the major league level, so he's going to still need some time to develop. Dylan Tate is showing up here as he is going to be called up into the major league bullpen because we're not going to need a fifth starter. And Felix Hernandez is just not very usable anymore, so I think he's going to be the odd man out. But anyway, Noah Syndergaard, a Cy Young-like season with 18 wins, 234 innings worked, and a .9 whip while striking out 238. Osuna, contender for Reliever of the Year award. John Means, 21 wins on the year, 222 innings worked, and a 1.05 whip. Absolutely thrilled with that. It's Keegan Aiken that has pitched his way into the playoff rotation. He took the spot of Felix Hernandez in our starting rotation down the stretch and continued to pitch really well. So I've been really thrilled with what he's done for us late in the season. Sean Armstrong, the whip is pretty good, but the ERA was inflated from about halfway through the season on. Paul Fry, pretty much the opposite. The whip is up a little bit, but a 1.5 ERA is outstanding. Milton Byrnes was just kind of like okay all year. He had some moments where he showed some serious potential, but he still needs to just kind of develop and fine tune his game. Felix Hernandez really struggled down the stretch, just really did. Bottom line, same with Grayson Rodriguez. I think he will be out of the starting rotation, and it's going to be Byrnes, Aiken, Means, and Syndergaard, so we'll have to kind of keep an eye on that throughout the playoffs. Lakins, the whip is way up, but the ERA at 3.48 isn't that bad, but he's going to have to be a little bit better with that. And then Tanner Scott was just awful all year long. It's amazing his ERA is only 4.9 with a whip over 2 with that many innings worked. It's just atrocious. Now, I want to look at kind of how some guys developed and some players that we want to keep an eye on in the future. Pablo Navarro is a candidate for our starting rotation next year as he's just 22 and a 73 overall B potential. Ryan Weathers, another guy, DL Hall, we might look to actually trade because his walks per 9 are terrible. In the bullpen, not really a lot to kind of keep an eye on there. Maybe Dylan Tate develops. Osuna is fantastic. Here is where we get it a little bit interesting with Derek Gorman, a lefty that throws absolute smoke. He's a 70 overall. Probably need him in the bullpen next year. Sherman Monahan, another guy that could be a critical piece of our middle relief situation in a year or two. He's a 67 overall, slowly developing, but a B potential, should be pretty good in a couple of years. At catcher, Severino's still just 28, so we'll get some use out of him, and we kind of saw these ratings for Adley Rutschman earlier. He's developing at a pretty good clip, especially like to see the contact, the vision coming up pretty good. So really excited about what we're going to get out of him in the future. Montcastle and Mancini are going to be solid. Peter Welch caught fire at the end of the season and just absolutely raked. And I think it helped his, ratings develop to where he's a 73 overall already, only 19 years old. So he is going to be a stud. Jahmai Jones, and like the situation at second base is just kind of like we're kind of excited about these guys, but nobody is really going to be a superstar. So we'll just kind of keep an eye on all of them as they slowly develop. Corey Seager or Chris Bryant's definitely the guy at third for a little while. Corey Seager is our shortstop, hands down. Bobby Witt is definitely worth keeping an eye on. 20 years old, already a 78 overall, but did not do well whenever we brought him up. And we just got a ton of guys at shortstop, honestly. So we might have some trade pieces there. Dickerson is getting up there in age, so we'll have to see how he fares with his ratings. But Jorge Colon, a guy that already hits right-handed pitching pretty well. He's got no power, decent speed, decent glove. He's already 24, so I'm wondering if he might be a guy that we look to trade just because I don't know how much of an asset he's going to be at the major league level. Look at Kyle Stowers, though, in center field. 22 years old, B potential, and he's 71 and really developed a ton this year to where he's actually, arguably a better option in center field than Brandon Marsh. They're the same age. Marsh has more upside because he's an A potential, but both of those could be major league ready everyday guys within a year or two. Clay Hopkins ended up getting hurt, but he's somebody that we'll need to keep an eye on. Mike Trout won the batting title. No surprise there. He does it pretty much every year. Corey Seager hit 322. Very good year for him. Finished third. Alvarez with 48 homers, best in the league there. Mike Trout was third, as you saw, and ended up with 121 RBIs. So he missed a triple crown by 4 home runs. He's just absolutely incredible. Led the league in runs. Osuna with 43 stolen bases for the Twins. Pretty impressive. There's Jahmai Jones, 6th with 25, and he missed a bunch of time, too. So he could have probably finished in like the top 3 or 4. Giancarlo Stanton with 101 walks. Jose Ramirez edging out Trout for the on-base percentage title. So that's a development. Mike Trout, best slugging, and obviously Mike Trout with the best OPS, just like every other year. John Means, 21 wins, and then Syndergaard, Cole, and Barrios all with 18. But we've got 2 Cy Young contenders there for sure. Liam Hendricks with 57 saves, and there's Osuna in 5th with 45. Barrios got the ERA title, going 2.12 for the season, and then we finished 2nd and 3rd respectively in that category. Noah Syndergaard with 5 shutouts, tied for the most in the league. John Means had a couple himself. Syndergaard with 238 strikeouts, best in the American League, and finished 2nd in complete games, one behind Zach Plesac. He did edge out Plesac for most innings pitched and the best whip. So Syndergaard is probably going to get the Cy Young. We'll look at awards here in a second. He's got the best pitching WAR, and it's not even really that close. And there's John Means, 4th on that list. Mike Trout, absolutely 100% the best player in baseball. Corey Seager really high on that list. Now in the National League, Alec Bohm, 322, takes the batting title in the National League. Will Smith with 45 homers, the catcher for the Dodgers, having a fantastic year. Bellinger 44th, so they finished 1-2 in that category. Will Smith the most RBIs in the league. Bellinger the most runs, probably because Will Smith was hitting him in. Rhys Hoskins, 115 walks. Bryce Harper, the best on-base percentage. There's Will Smith with the best slugging, and Harper, a good year. The OPS just over 1,000. Max Fried and Jake DeGrom both with 20 wins apiece. Keone Kela with 53 saves for the Padres. Kyle Hendricks had a good year, 2.09 ERA, edged out DeGrom in that category. Soroka with 5 shutouts. DeGrom, 256 strikeouts. Holy moly. And then there's Kyle Hendricks, 228 innings worked. So he had a fantastic year for the Cubs. The sinker baller still pretty good at 89 overall rated. And he had a .98 whip edging out DeGrom in that category. But WAR championship goes to DeGrom. Bellinger, the best batting WAR, with Will Smith 2nd. So they're 1-2 there. And now a look at the awards. In the American League, MVP goes to none other than Mike Trout. Back-to-back years now that he has won that. Syndergaard finishing third on that list, very impressive for a pitcher to at least get some, some credit there. He did end up getting the Cy Young. Kind of upset that Means didn't make this list, but I understand it. Wins are not the most important thing, but they are certainly a factor. Batting title for Mike Trout. In reliever of the year, Roberto Osuna did get that award. The 1.6 ERA, obviously a lot to do with it. Rookie of the year, Cyrus Telshaw, 307, 24 homers, and 87 RBIs. And remember, we looked at this guy earlier because he was just raking, and it doesn't really make sense. I mean, his ratings are okay, but this is the kind of guy that should hit like 260 with, 20 homers at best. And he just absolutely shredded all year long. Mike Trout gets, what was that? The Silver Slugger, Gold Glove for Adley Rutschman. So we like to see that from the youngster. Brandon Belt got it at first base. LeMahieu at second. Matt Chapman, back-to-back Gold Gloves at third base. Adalberto Mondesi at short. There's Corey Seager finishing third on that list. Pretty impressive. Clint Frazier in left. In center field, Luis Robert. And in right field, another one for Anthony Santander, back-to-back for him in right field. So we'll take that. J.D. Martinez, the DH, Silver Slugger, Perez at catcher, Mancini, another one at first base, edging out Freddie Freeman, and kind of interesting there. Jose Altuve got it at second base, good year for him. Devers at third, Bogarts at short, solid year for him, edging out Corey Seager in that one. And then in the outfield, it's Mike Trout. There's a shocker. Yordan Alvarez got another one, and Randy Arozarena, pretty solid year for him. In the National League, MVP is Jake DeGrom. A 20-5 record, 256 strikeouts is just absurd. A 2.19 ERA. He obviously gets the Cy Young. If you get the MVP, you're getting that. Batting title to Baum. Reliever of the year to Gallegos. Johan Mieses with 16 homers and 58 RBIs gets the Rookie of the Year. Nothing real special with this guy, but he's B potential, so keep an eye out. It was crap. I'm falling behind. Gold Glove to Jesus Aguilar. Frazier at second. Arenado, another one at third base, just owns that. Gene Segura at short. Tyler O'Neill in left, his second in 3 years. Bellinger in center. And in right field, the rookie Mieses edging out Mookie Betts. So the guy can play defense. Silver Slugger goes to Madison Bumgarner for pitchers. At catcher, it's Will Smith. You saw his numbers already. Alonso, another one at first base. Albies, another at second base. Suarez at third. Fernando Tatis Jr. at short. Bryce Harper in left. Really good year for him. Cody Bellinger in center. And Marcell Ozuna also in the outfield. So that is it, guys. That is going to do it for this episode. If you have not done so already, please be sure to hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, comment below, and we will see y'all next time.